What is up? What is up? We are back, Black in the building. What is going on? Shout out to everybody out there that's at the Core Plantation. You already know who it is. This is the No I Don't Know podcast. You already know what it is because, motherfucker, I don't know. I never claimed to have known anything. Everything is based off of a belief system. So shout out to everybody out there that's at the Core Plantation right now. Y'all already know I'm going to hit y'all with it. Did Jesus come back? Oh, damn, nigga. Niggas is up there at the choir stand singing and speaking in tongues and shit. For white supremacists to still go oops upside your motherfucking head. God damn. Shout out to everybody out there that's handling business, making it do what it do, trying to survive, scratching and surviving. You already know what it is. I am your gracious host, Warren G, in the place to be. Been clowning Sucker Free since 2003. Man, there's a lot of shit going on, a lot of shit to discuss. But before we do this, I always send a special shout out to everybody that's at the Core Plantation because it's not fun working there, trust me. Shout out to everybody that checked out the podcast from yesterday. Shout out to my boy Nick, Dom, Otis. Y'all niggas know what it is. Shout out to Shawnee too. Shout out to Shawnee. Shawnee was looking at Nick like, okay, motherfucker, all right. All right, any minute. I know you gonna say some racist shit. Any minute. Shout out to Shawnee, man. That shit had me rolling. But anyway, I appreciate everybody out there listening. I appreciate everybody out there that's at the Core Plantation. Shout out to all my women that's at church right now trying to fuck the pastor. You just going to church just to try to fuck the pastor. And shout out to all the niggas that's going there trying to fuck all the hoes and shit. There's a lot of y'all niggas out there too. Shout out to all the tithe paying motherfuckers that want to pay tithes all day, every day, and they ain't got shit else to say. Hey, what's going on, Shawnee? Hey, man, Shawnee, look. Hey, hey, I appreciate it. Hey, Shawnee, I have been telling Nick about you forever, man. Before I even had him on the podcast, I was like, look, one of the homegirls, man, my sister, too. I just know hey, shout out to my sister, too. I know she just hella busy right now. If she wasn't busy as much as she is, she would be like, all right, now who the fuck is this motherfucker on the podcast? This nigga, I know he gonna say some racist shit. So shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to Philly, man. Shout out to blackandnoble.com. Shout out to Mix Up Health. Shout out to blackandnoble.com. Shout out to Urban Reads Bookstore, I think out of Baltimore. Man, shout out to them, man. Shout out to everybody that's out there supporting black businesses. And shout out, I always send a shout out to everyone that's studying, reading, gaining knowledge. That's what it's about, man. So shout out to everybody out there. But I'd like to send a special shout out to all my people at church right now. I'm pretty sure it's a bitch right now thinking, okay, if I just wear this skirt and position myself this way, the pastor, he gonna want this pussy. Because everybody ain't at church to try to get Jesus. And shout out to all you Cesare Borgia praying motherfuckers who want to go to church and draw power from Cesare. But then when you be like, man, what about, Kumdumle and Voodoo and voodoo? Oh, I don't do no voodoo, that bullshit. Man, we're going to get into a lot of shit today, man. We're going to talk about all these shootings. We're going to talk about our boy, Stephen Nicholas Broderick. We're going to talk about Texas. We're going to talk about all these shootings. And we're going to talk about, I was holding my breath a little, but he was cool. Just had to sit back and listen. It was smooth. I knew you was, but hey, that's how you supposed to be. That's how I am too. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. Like, if y'all listen to me right now, I am recording live on YouTube, and I am talking to somebody in the chat room. That's the lovely Shawnee. She put me on to all kinds of shit, man. A lot of great information, man, that she done passed this way. Her and Tamisha. Shout out to Tamisha too. I ain't seen Tamisha in a minute. I gotta get at her. Gotta check them motherfucking emails, man, on my other phone. But anyway, let's not even get me started on phones. But shout out to everybody out there that's listening, reading, ascertaining the knowledge, and watching all these goddamn shootings and shit. It's a lot of shootings going on, so we're gonna get into that. The title of the podcast today is The Reflection of Leadership. That's what the topic is. You're like, well, why is that the topic? Because anybody that knows me, I'm definitely going to tell you that attitude reflects leadership. What, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says, what is going on at the bottom is the reflection of the top. So, if motherfuckers is doing that, then what else do you think is going on? Those are just things that we got to think about. You know, we have to understand what is going on in this life, or this so-called life that we live. We have to understand that we are a God living a human experience. The power is in you. You cannot draw power from Cesare Borgia. We're going to get into that too. We're going to definitely just stick to talking about how we are quickly to be the blame. We don't know what's going on with that brother. But every time it's a brother that go post or whatever and get to committing what they say crimes, they always want to dirty up and muddy up the waters when it comes to a black person and treat him hostile. When it's a white person like Dylan Roof, they'll take him to the fucking Burger King and let him eat a burger and some fries before he go to the pen. So we're going to get into that today. We are also going to get into where you drawing your power from and the power that you are using. Are you abusing your authority, or you are handling business and trying to be fair and balanced and establish a system of justice? Let's get into it. Man. Let me cut this shit down, y'all. Man. Shawnee, what's going on, man? Shawnee, I knew you. I had already been telling him, man. I had been telling Nick for a while. I was like, look, man. Hey, I don't got very many people watching my shit. But the people that watch it, they gonna be looking at you upside your head if you get on here saying some sucker shit. But I already know, man. Y'all should already know how I am, man. I'm not finna have no. Even if I did, let's just say something. If I did, it's a perspective. Because this is not about who's right, who's wrong. I just like to get a perspective. Like I said, I've known Nick for like 4 years, man. And out of the 4 years that I've known him, he's not. What really made me take a liking to him was he ain't smiley. He not one of them smiley ass motherfuckers, especially white people. He just, hey Warren, did you watch the Chappelle show? I like the black white supremacist. Oogie boogie nigger. Like, nah, he not one of them at all. And that's what made me really look at him, because I was like, damn, man, he quiet. He don't say shit. And then you do kind of, eyebrows raised like, okay, damn, is he too quiet? What the fuck is going on? But then when you get to sitting down and talking to him, one of the things that I had admired about Nick was he would call out a lot of the racist bullshit and the anti-black racism. And this was over the years. He would just point it and call it out and be like, bro, why? Like, that's racism, dog. That's racist, man. And one of the things, and I'm not just saying that because he do the podcast, I've known him for a long time. He didn't even know I was doing the podcast. I've known him for a long time. And, we would often talk about like the Jane Elliots and the Tim Wises and all that. And he would be like, yeah, that's cool. But, what struck me, really I found it interesting. It was a conversation me and Nick had. And he was basically like, Warren, man, all white people are march with you. And, oh, that's racist and all this other shit. And say that they not racist until you bring up the R word. And I was like, what's the R word? He was like, reparations. And then once he said that, I said, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, they don't want black people to be equal. They don't want black people to have their own shit. They want black people to be totally dependent on this bullshit system. And then we would have a lot of conversations throughout the years. And, I've been doing this shit, Shawnee, 3 years. So, I'm not quick to be like, hey, man, you want to be on my podcast? I told you before, Nuke is the honorary member. And when she heals up and stuff, we gonna get Nuke back on the show. It's just, man, our schedules, man. Yeah, the Corporate Plantation is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it ain't gonna be no guest. He's gonna be doing it. What I also admire about Nick is that when he gets in the room with other suspected white supremacists, he's very slow to speak and eager to hear. And what he does is he'll come back and tell us what's being said when we're not in the room. Now, I could attest to this personally. And there are other melanated people and black folk that have been around him that can say the same thing. That have told me the same thing. That I didn't even know that. Like, nah, I fuck with Nick, man. Nick, if them motherfuckers is talking shit about you, he gonna come back and tell you, and he ain't gonna smile with them motherfuckers no more. So that's what I did like, and this was over the years. What's going on, 066? Man, I was looking for you last night, man. I know the internet and shit was tripping, but we was able to kind of get it together, whatever. But man, what do y'all think? I'm gonna tell you what I think about these shootings. I think this is civil unrest. I think these are false flags, a lot of them. I think a lot of it is Manchurian candidate shit. I think a lot of it is behold the pale horse type shit, William Cooper. And then I think it's still a reflection of leadership. And it's always when it's a black person, oh, he went rogue, he went this, he went that. But Dylan Roof could go in a black church and shoot up 10 black folk and they had taken a Burger King. Let me go shoot one white person. Nigga, they building the jail right there where they handcuff me. You gonna be like, hey man, why is the bulldozer here and they got the jackhammer jacking up the street? Oh, they building the jail right here for you. So just stay right here. Hey man, it's 120 degrees out here. Oh well, you're a nigger, so you can deal with it. That's how you niggers built the country. So just stay right here. That's what they do to us. So I find it very interesting that those type of things would happen. And I think that's why, in my personal opinion, this is just my personal opinion, I think we got to look at these things, man. I got some audio that I'm going to play. Wait, what? PR shoot you a Muslim mosque? Wait, what? What's that mean? But I don't know. I just, when I see this, and it reminds me of Chris Darner, and when you know they was looking for him, and they, you know, because basically he was trying to basically establish a system of justice. Say, hey man, he told his partner, hey man, you using excessive force, bro. You doing too much, and reported them, and they was like, oh, well, you snitching, and the whole goddamn police department turned on him. Then that nigga was like, all right, well I'm gonna write a manifesto and I'm gonna get all you motherfuckers, and that's what they're afraid of. But here's the thing. It's just like military people. They will make killers, assassins out of black folk and out of other racial groups and then turn them loose to the general public. And then when they go rogue and start doing crazy shit, you don't never hear the military coming out and taking accountability for none of that shit. But they be the main one. Y'all the ones making these killers. A lot of these people that are in law enforcement, they come from the military. And people think the military ain't racist. The military is racist too. Anything that has to do with law enforcement is racist. Because the people that are at the top and that are controlling and manipulating that shit are a part of the system of racism, white supremacy. And they are not trying to establish a system of justice, man. That's why I be looking at that shit. I'm like, bro, like what the fuck, man? And you know, just the shit that you read, and you almost kind of be like, well, damn. Like, for real? Is that what's going on? You really finna say that? I look at those things, I'll be like, man, things that make you go, because you got to question everything. And we don't know for a fact what happened with this brother. And they're gonna make excuses to vilify him. We don't know what happened. They said he knew the people that he went up there and he shot or whatever, but what were they doing to him? You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that is because, I look at that shit and I just be like, now if that was a white person, what would they say? Because you remember, what happened to that white man that shot up all them Asian people in those spas? They ain't even talk about him no more. Matter of fact, they didn't put really none of his information out there. You have to go digging for it. Well, I'm going to find this interview where they basically put all his information out there, the first interview. Height, weight, black. The only thing they was trying to keep from everybody was he was previously law enforcement. They didn't want to talk about that shit at all. And I'm trying to find the motherfucking shit. I was just got done playing it. I can't find it. Excuse me. I'm trying to find it. Man, I hate that, man. When you get the audio and then all of a sudden it go away and it turns to some other shit. And they want to play ads and shit. But yeah, man, I'm trying to find audio because I'm like, damn, they was basically telling everything. Oh, yeah, he's black. Oh, yeah, except, oh, he worked for law enforcement. They don't want no niggas working for law enforcement. That's a fact. No, see, this ain't it. Damn. Let's see. I'm trying to find it, man. I really want to find it because I think it's like the police chief or something. And he sound all scared and shit like he didn't want to talk. And they just put his ass out there, man. I just wanted to show the difference of what they do when it's Caucasians and when it's black folk. You have to understand, in this system, they're never going to paint the picture or frame the picture that white folks are, I would say, the devil. They're never going to make it seem like white folks have racism in their heart and that they are committing these crimes because they can. No, but they'll have black folk, they'll paint that picture for black folk and frame that picture for them and make us feel like what the fuck is going on, man? Damn, man, they out of line for that shit. Wow, because I was just playing it. And I mean, they told everything. Here, hold on. Let me see. Let's see. There we go. Hold on. I think I found it. I'm about to play it right now. Because I would think that they would say that first, but they don't want to say that he was a part of law enforcement. You know why? Because that brings a negative image and imagery to their department and to law enforcement in general. Yeah, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Welcome to being black. Man, law enforcement's full of shit, man. Christopher Donner was law enforcement, and he was trying to expose dirty and crooked cops using excessive force, and they turned on him. Like, that was acceptable. Which brings me back to the point of when me and Nick was talking about the Silverback podcast and those black police officers in Baltimore. See, there's a code. It's called the Blue Code, the Blue Wall, the Fraternal Order of Police. They'll never cross that line. Disband those unions. Say, all right, ain't no more police unions. Fuck all that. You on your own. You get your own license. You get your own insurance. And if you shoot and kill somebody, you're fucked. Them motherfuckers will stop doing it. A lot of people will stop doing that shit. But they don't give a fuck. I just want to know what he saw. Man. Let's see if I can. Damn, man, I can't. It won't play. I'm gonna have to go find it on YouTube. Then fuck it. That's what I'll do. Cause that's some bullshit. Now I go on YouTube. Let's see. YouTube. I'm gonna go on YouTube and find it. Cause I want y'all to hear this shit, man. You need to hear this shit. Oh man, they just throw him under the bus like a motherfucker. Let's see. Let's see. Steve. Oh, my bad. I spelled it wrong. Steven. Let's see if I can. There we go. Yeah, I got it right here. Motherfucker. We ain't gonna play that shit. I knew I was gonna find this out. They be bullshit, man. Telling you. Here we go. Let's see. I want y'all to hear this shit.
This information for the public so that we make sure that they have the information they need to keep themselves safe. Behind me I have, these are the other agencies that are involved in this investigation right now.
Look at all these agencies. Look at all these agencies that's involved.
The Austin Fire Department, Austin Travis County EMS, the local chapter of our FBI is here, the U.S. Marshals, Department of Public Safety, and the Round Rock Police Department are here to support. I'm going to start with a timeline of the events that happened starting early this morning. Approximately 11:42 a.m., a 911 call came in on what is called a shoot, stab, hot shot. It is our highest level priority call. That means that either someone's been stabbed or shot or shots were...
Yeah. Just listen. See, it's so funny. When I'm not justifying anything, but when it's a white person who's did a mass shooting, they're not breaking down none of it. Matter of fact, they're very evasive they're very secretive with a lot of information. And then they always, what they do is they throw other tidbits out there to kind of get you on a fucking wild goose chase. And then nobody never really answers the question at all. Like nobody. You be like, okay, so what is his name? Oh, we ain't got his name yet. Okay. Well, where is he at right now? Oh, we have him in custody. Where in custody? Where's his family at? Such, such, such. Is he white? They take all day to say if he's white or Latino or none of that. They sometimes you can't even find. They'll scrub the internet of whatever it is, whatever that person is, if they white.
Came in the area of Great Hills Trail and Rain Creek Parkway. At that time, our officers began en route, running code, lights and sirens, and arrived, the first officer on scene at 11:46 a.m., 4 minutes later. At that time, at that same time...
Man, nigga, what? See, this is what I'm saying. They need to put somebody else up there that know what to say and how to say it. He's stuttering and fumbling all over his words. It's like he know what the fuck is going on. A lot of times these people already be knowing what's going on.
Time mark 11:46. A reverse 911 activation was sent out in this area for all residents to know that we had a shooting that had taken place and to shelter in place. When officers arrived, they located 3 people who were injured and ultimately have been pronounced deceased. All 3 are adults. We have 2 Hispanic females.
Oh yeah, see, they gonna tell you all this other shit. Now just listen.
And 1 black male. Our suspect, at this point, we think we know who it is, and he is identified, and I will be putting his name out because...
Now, ain't that a bitch? But when it's a white person, man, they'll wait 2 days to tell you what the person's name is. And they won't give you no pictures, no nothing. They'll scrub the internet. Other news media outlets won't say who it is. They'll just say the suspect, or the suspect, the alleged suspect. That's what they'll say, the alleged suspect. We don't have that much information. But a black person, okay, his name is Tyrone Jenkins. He's 6'2". He weighs approximately 194 pounds. He has 1 brown eye and 1 black eye. He has rosacea on his left arm, and on his left butt cheek, he has a mole. And on his pinky toe, he has an extra bunion. And then he went to the podiatrist. They'll tell you all that. And he got his metatarsal removed. They'll tell you all this extra shit that you don't need to know when it's a black person. But when it's a white person, they'll be like, oh, well, we don't have no information. This is the shit that I'm talking about.
It is a matter of public safety at this point, because at this point, he is still not in custody. He is tentatively identified as Stephen Nicholas Broderick. Stephen Nicholas Broderick.
See, they told his name right away. He got right to it. Stephen, y'all. Stephen Nicholas Broderick. Did y'all hear me? Stephen Nicholas Broderick. Do y'all want me to spell it out for you? Damn.
Black male, 41 years of age. He's described as being 5'7" with an average build. He's wearing a gray hoodie, sunglasses, and a big...
What'd I tell you? He's wearing a gray hoodie. He's got 1 white shoestring and 1 black shoestring. He's got Nike Cortez on, the 1995 editions. He switched those because he wore the Jordans yesterday, but today he switched it. They could tell you all this extra bullshit. He's got 2 quarters in his left back pocket, and on his right back pocket, he has his wallet with his ID and his Social Security card is in it. And on his Social Security card, he laminated 1 side of the Social Security card because he didn't want to do it. They give you all this extra information when it's a black person, but when it's a white person, they don't know what the fuck is going on.
I do not have a last known direction of travel at this point. We don't know if he's in a vehicle or if he's on foot. We still have many people in this area from all the agencies that I talked about.
1 whole shoestring. That's a fact, 066. Hey, I'm telling you, man, I don't justify none of that shit. I don't justify nothing that I don't know. But I can go on what my theory is. And a lot of the times, like that brother that worked at the Coors plant in Milwaukee, and them white people kept fucking with him and fucking with him and fucking with him. He came in there and he killed them all like OJ. Like he literally went, and then they try to muddy up the waters and and besmirch his name by like, oh, he was this and he was angry, he had mental health issues and all. Man, stop. That's why I always go check out that podcast. I don't know when I did it. That shit was a long time ago. And I remember when I did the podcast on it, that's when I was saying, like, y'all niggas need to stop co-signing that mental health bullshit. Because white folk gonna use anything you co-sign that is given to you by the dominant white society, they're gonna use that against you. So don't co-sign that shit. Just like I was looking at the thing today about Chris Como saying like, oh, police reform will happen when cops start shooting white kids. Well, they're never gonna shoot white kids. So there is gonna be no police. And police reform is nothing but moving anti-black racists from one department to the other. People act like police reform is like, oh, they could have changed things. How many times have you heard police reform? Healthcare reform. All this reform. Stop. It's a bunch of bullshit.
That have that continue to look in this area for this individual. Sure, you can hear the helicopters that we have overhead that are checking in.
Look, that's a dog whistle to me. We have all the law enforcement. First, I just want to let you guys know there's been a shooting, so we had to put that message out there so everybody can be safe. And then he's black. He is about 41 years old. His birthday is November the 10th, 19 such and such. He was born at 12 a.m. So, you might as well just pull out his birth certificate. Matter of fact, that's what they're going to start doing. We got his birth certificate right here. So this is all his information. He was living at this last known address. He's had 3 cell phones, one for T-Mobile, one for AT&T, and one for Sprint. And he has a Metro PCS, and I'll give you those numbers. He's got 2 shoes, one shoestring that's white and another one that's black. He's got a big mole on his left butt cheek, and on his right butt cheek, he has 2 dimples in his butt, and I would say on his forehead, he has one scar from 1965 in the war. Like, nigga, what the fuck are y'all talking about, man? They can give you all these extra details when it's a black person, but when it's a white person, you be like, okay, so what he look like? Oh, we don't know what he looks like yet. All we know is he got a hat. Okay. Well, what was he wearing? We don't have that information yet. Okay. Does he have previously been locked up before? Oh, no, we don't have that information yet. And then 6 months down the line, this white person then went to jail 10 times. It's like, nigga, what the fuck is going on, man? That's the shit that be tripping me out, man. For real. They give you, and then did y'all just hear that? Then he was like, oh, and as you guys can tell, we have helicopter. Basically, oh, this nigga's not getting away. So we're just letting you guys know, and we're trying allegedly to bring him in safely. Basically, we're gonna kill him. That's basically what they saying. But they just putting it out there that, oh, we're gonna find him, we're gonna kill him. Motherfuckers gotta pay attention to that shit. But Dylan Rue will stop by Burger King and get him some burger and some fries.
Area, as well as people on the ground. What we're asking from the residents in this area is continue to shelter in place. This is still an ongoing and active investigation, and we do not have this individual in custody yet. We would ask.
Basically, we ain't killed this nigga yet. So everybody be safe, because it's a scary nigga. It's King Kong out there.
If you have your neighbor's phone numbers, call or text them. Check on them and make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, because he's just going around shooting everybody. Man, stop. Those people that he killed, I'm pretty sure he probably knew them motherfuckers. Just like the dude at the Coors plant. Just like everybody do. Just like motherfuckers do when they fucking work at a job and they go postal. Where you think that come from, man? Being fucked with. And people fucking with you and fucking with you. And then you snap. Then once you finally snap, everybody want to act like, oh my God, what did I do? That Sharon Osbourne shit. That white fragility shit. That instead of white fragility, it should be called Sharon Osbourne fragility. Because that bitch act like she... What did I do? Explain it to me. How could I be racist? How could I be racist? Cheryl, if anyone should be crying, it should be me. Fuck out of here.
We are concerned that he might possibly take a hostage and be himself.
See, just put shit out there. If y'all don't know this man, how do y'all know he gonna go take him hostage? They just, you know what they doing? They dog whistling. They know Texas is a right to carry. Well, get your guns out, and if you see the nigga, kill the nigga. Why would you say that? Well, he might get a hostage. Man, stop. Most time, motherfuckers don't be walking around going to go get a hostage when they go somewhere and they actively shoot somebody that they know. They not getting no hostages, man. Stop.
Sheltered somewhere waiting for us to leave. And most importantly, if you see something or you have information regarding this incident, call 911 and please pass that information along. We will be putting out updates as this goes on to make.
But we couldn't get an update. We couldn't get an update on that shooter that shot up all the majors, though. He was white. Couldn't get no update on it. Matter of fact, they don't even talk about that shit no more. Neither does the Asian community. They don't talk about that no more. But let a nigga go into one spa and get a massage and get a rub and tug. And guilty nigga, they gonna have helicopters, they breaking in there. That's why I ain't want to go to one. I remember a nigga was like, yeah, man, just go to the one on Spring Mountain, man. Them girls will take care of you. And I was like, man, I want to do it, but I don't want to go in there, man, because it'll be my luck. I'm getting massaged and I'm feeling all good. And then I'm getting my rub and tug and police. I'm going to be like, no. She made me do it.
That we keep everybody as up to date as we can. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the fire department to go ahead and give a brief update. And then once the agencies have had an opportunity to provide any updates, then I'll come back up and we'll answer any questions.
Hey, 066, that's some funny shit, though. He said his shoestring.
Able to answer more questions to that, but I will step back up.
You got a good spelling on his name and his date of birth?
So his name is Stephen, Stephen.
What did I tell you? Hey, 066, did you hear that shit? Let me rewind it. Sorry, did y'all hear this? Did y'all hear what he did? What did I just say? I guarantee you they going to be like, I didn't even watch this video. I just saw a little bit of it on Twitter. So I was like, all right. And I started playing it on my computer, and I was like, nah, I want to wait and watch it live, right? Then I couldn't find it no more. The video went away. But I didn't even get this far at all. I didn't even know that. But I'm just saying, watch they spell his name out. I mean, what did I just tell y'all? Man, it's a black person. They going to spell the name out. They going to give you draws. What type of draws he wear? Oh, he wears Hanes, not Fruit of the Looms. He wears Hanes. You know, that's what he wears. Oh, he's got hefty six-pack trash bags. Oh, and he uses Lysol too. Yeah. He uses that too. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hold on. Let me rewind this shit. Listen to this shit.
Step back up.
You got a good spelling on his name and his date of birth?
And then you hear the people in the background, you have a good spelling. That's why I don't trust the media at all. Because when it's a black suspect, they want all these details. But when it's a white suspect, don't nobody be bold enough to ask those questions. We'll spell his name for us so we can all know it. Well, what kind of shoes he had on? Motherfucker be like, oh, we don't have that information at this time. And then the people that be asking questions, they don't even really want to ask no real questions. Because they be on code too. Because all these media are ran by white folk.
So his name is Stephen, Stephen.
He spelled his name. Oh, man.
Middle name is Nicholas. Don't have a good spelling on that one. And then Broderick, Broderick. He's 41 years of age. I do not have his date of birth at this moment.
Man, they got his date of birth because they just don't want to put it out there because he was a police officer. That's all that was. They got his date of birth. They lying because they know it's going to be a reflection on their fucking department. Trust me, if he wasn't a reflection of their department, they had put all, but they already put all this out. Oh, his name is Stephen, S-T-E. Come on, man.
My name is Jeffrey Kennedy, Jeffrey Kennedy.
Oh, man, it's a brother. It's a bald-head brother up here. Do I need to get the music for this nigga? I'm so sick of these niggas in law enforcement. See, that's the thing, man. I know everybody need a job, and I get that. But if you're going to need a job, don't be the person that got to be speaking. Let these white folk do the talking. You just shut the fuck up and don't say nothing. I was watching this show about this brother that was in prison. He was in prison for like 20 years. And he had this white Italian lady defend him. And it took like 10 years to get him out. And then when they finally got him out, the law and police department, because basically it was a white dirty cop that was fucking young black women, and they didn't want to talk about that shit because he'll lose his pension and shit for his family. So what they did was they just kind of dirtied and muddied up the waters to sow discord. And then when the dude was found innocent, they were like, oh, they had a nigga come out there and was like, oh, we are by no means saying that he's not guilty. We're not saying that. And I'm just looking at this nigga like, and then it was a black lady. She was like black and Italian or some shit, or black and Irish. And she ran for district attorney. And she didn't really want to say shit either. And what I don't like about it is y'all be acting like y'all for the people, especially black folk. And y'all run on that moniker of black folk. And then y'all get in these offices and then y'all start mammying it, cooning, Sambo and Steven from Djangoing it up. That's the shit that I don't like.
I'm the Assistant Chief with the Austin Fire Department. This afternoon, approximately about 11:45, Austin Fire Department units responded to gunshot wounds at this address. Upon arrival, in assessing the patients, we upgraded to an active attack along with additional information, or what we call an active attack alarm. At this time, we have about 8 units on scene, and our goal...
Boy, they got helicopters. You can't even hear him. Wait, here, let me read something. Let me read something. What'd you say, Shawnee? It took like an hour for them to give any valuable info, and it is still not enough. Thank you. But have you ever seen those press conferences when it's a white suspect? They're very evasive. Well, what race is he? Oh, I believe he's we don't have information by that time. You're like, okay, well, everybody said he was white. Okay, well, we could assume that he's Caucasian. Okay. How old is he? Oh, we don't have the information at this time. Well, they said he was 21. Well, I guess we could say, it'd be safe to say that. But we don't have that information. Okay, so you don't have his name? No. And it's like, what? And then 12 hours later, they finally come out with a motherfucker's name when it's a Caucasian. You'd be like, damn. By that time, you didn't already forgot. They didn't already moved on to the next story. Just like the Derek Chauvin trial, what you bet he's found not guilty, because it's so much other distractions that fucking take you for a fucking joyride. You don't know what the fuck is going on. That's the thing that we got to look at, man. That shit is crazy, man. Here, let me play a little bit more of this brother. I think it's the battalion chief for the fire department. He still shouldn't be speaking, though.
Our primary goal right now is to assist our law enforcement agencies with unified command and bring the mitigation to this incident. And as Chief Chacon mentioned, we ask that the public remain vigilant. And please call 911 for anything that you...
But that other police, see, they just said that. Why would you keep saying the same shit, man? I would be like, all right, if you're going to say that, I don't need to get up and say anything. You already said that.
To think as emergent. So again, we're here to provide any kind of support to our law enforcement agencies. That is all that I have for us. Thank you.
Here go another motherfucker. Oh, here, this is a Caucasian right here.
Benavides, Austin Travis County EMS PIO.
Benavides.
Mike, MikeBenavides. At 11:42 this morning, Austin Travis County EMS received a call for service.
They just saying, man, they just saying the same shit. Man, and you look, when it's a white person, they hurry up and get off the podium and shut the shit down. But when it's a black person, news conference, they throwing a concert. Shit, god damn. Look, man, look, let me just tell y'all something, man. And there's no diss. Y'all niggas need to get y'all asses out of that church praying at Cesare. And y'all niggas need to read these motherfucking books. And you need to learn about the 1804 Haitian Revolution. And you need to go Google Dirty Bookman's prayer. And you need to get that prayer, frame it, and you need to have it in your house. And you need to be giving that to your children, your nieces, your nephews, cousins. And that's the prayer that they need to be saying. I used to say it on my podcast before I started all the time. Shawnee, you remember that shit. I used to always say Dirty Bookman's prayer. Because what got me when he was just like, the white man's God asked them to commit crimes. So translation to me is, well, how could that be? How could we be praising the same God if your God is telling you to commit crimes against me and my people? Then that's not a good God. And that's definitely not my God. That's why, and he says it, replace the image of the white man's God. Replace that image, man. It's hard, though, because you so used to seeing Cesare, a.k.a. Pal Gasol, and Mark Gasol. You so used to seeing him for so long, you don't know what's what. I'll tell you this. These are just things we have to understand, not everybody else. Because let me tell you, I'll tell you this. The dominant white society knows about voodoo and voodoo and Ifa and Yoruba. They know about that. Matter of fact, they're studying it right now as we speak. They're studying voodoo and voodoo and candomblé and santeria. They know what the fuck that shit is. But then when it comes across your desk, they start bucking their eyes, start acting like Jane Elliott when you bring up reparations. Reparations? What about the Native Americans? You know, it's like, God damn, man. That's our shit. So why wouldn't you want to claim our shit? But you'll claim a Bible that was written by William Shakespeare and Lord Buckingham and all these other motherfuckers and the Council of Nicaea who took out books and put shit in there and took other shit out, put other shit in there. And then there was like a 300-year gap when Jesus wasn't even around. So how did they translate that? Like, come on, man, stop. Stop. They knew what they was doing. But do you know what you doing? Because a lot of motherfuckers are just going to believe and pray to anything, man. And those are just things that we got to work on. I'm always saying that every day, man, stay in your lane, man. Stay in your lane. Don't focus on what everybody else is doing. No, look at what they're doing. Take stock and inventory and use that to better your situation. Don't just be looking and eating popcorn and looking. No, you don't have time. Black folks, we don't have time. Time is not on our side. R.I.P. to Black Rob, too. It's like, God damn, niggas just dropping like flies. You know what I'm saying? I hope he didn't take that vac. You know, but hey, man, if that's what you want to do, do it. I'm drinking my lemon water. I just took some raw sea moss just now. Feel great. That's what you need to be doing. Loving yourself. Loving the image of a God that looks like you. Say nothing, says everything. That's a fact. Man, I'm telling you, man. Look at what the fuck is going on. You got all these shootings, you got all this shit going on. And we sitting up here want to fight and argue with each other, just like I talked about with Nick last night. That's some real shit. I'm telling you, Shane, that's some real shit. I've been on a lot of corporate plantations. And I've learned over the years, like, man, it's a code that you need to establish. But a lot of black folk, especially West Coast, I can't speak to the East Coast, but West Coast, god damn, man, Hollywood, niggas get around white people and start performing. And then want to say slick shit to you and frame it like it's a joke and say slick shit. They don't even know you like that. You know what I mean? And you just be looking like, you know, okay. You know what I mean? So it's like, I said this to Nick, and I said it to my other homegirl. If white people are comfortable around you, you're doing something wrong. Because most white folk that are smiley, if they are comfortable around you, that means you smiling. And that means you going out of your way to be fake and phony. But if you don't smile with them, you don't be laughing and playing with them, then they should become uncomfortable. Because as Dr. Claude Anderson says, if you black in America, you should be mad. Why wouldn't you be mad that you built this country? Your people built this country, and then they got you feeling like you got to work 10 times harder than everybody else to prove that you ain't lazy. Because black people have this stigma that we lazy. Black people also had that stigma that we ate watermelon and chicken and all that. But guess what, though? Watermelon is the #1 alkaline fruit. Didn't know that, huh? Stop. The maturation process of who you are is all you should be worried about, because that's all I'm worried about. I try to work on me every day. I try to work on my patience. I try to look at my vision board. I try to do the things I need to do. And then slowly but surely you'll magnetize the things that you want, you need. You know what I'm saying? Especially the things that you need. Like I said, like I was telling Nick. It was so funny. I told Nick, I said, Nick, bro, the only person that was solid on with this podcast was Nuke. She built it with me. She gonna always be able to come whenever she want to come through and be on the podcast. I don't care how big it get, because she built it with me. We built it together. This was our idea, right? Now, did I try to extend that olive branch to other melanated folk? Yes, I did. But I'll say it all the time. I'll say it off camera and I'll say it on camera. Melanated folk, a lot of time in this generation, not in my generation, this generation, they don't want to build a foundation. They just want to walk through the door and sit down on the couch and turn on the TV and fuck a bitch and drink a CMOS shake and chill. That's what niggas want to do in this generation. My generation and the generation before were more about building a foundation, trying to build something and create something. This generation, if you ain't hot, they don't want to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. And that doesn't bother me. You know why it doesn't bother me? Because when you look on social media is the matrix. It's not real. It's a digital image of yourself. A digital residual image of yourself. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not real. And there's a lot of ciphers taking a blue pill smoothie because they want to live in the matrix, because in the matrix, they're popular. But then when you see what these people really got going on outside closed doors, and I'm talking about outside of the matrix, a lot of these niggas ain't doing shit. And you know what? A lot of these niggas could be building foundations. And I'm not just talking about with me. I'm just talking about period. Racism is the competition of resources. Well, guess what? We're in competition with them, everybody else. But for some sort of reason, black folk want to be in competition with each other. They get an Escalade, I got to go get a Range Rover. He get a Range Rover, I got to go get this. Man, please. You can give me a 15-year-old car. I don't give a fuck. Long as that shit get to point A to point B, I don't give a two flying fucks about that shit. I don't care. As you get older, you start to realize that that doesn't mean anything. If you need valuables to make you feel good or make you the confident person or to give you that confidence, then the confidence is in the valuables. The tangibles, it's not in you. But hey, man, that's my time, man. I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. I done went over like a motherfucker. Man, if you get a chance, go check out me and my boy Nick's podcast yesterday, man. Shawnee, I appreciate you listening to him, man. I'm glad you didn't go too rough on him because I knew you would. But, hey, I appreciate it, though, because, hey, you got to do that. You have to do that. You have to do that, man. Because if you don't do that, then people get comfortable, especially when they're ignorant to a lot of things or they don't know or they are bereft of knowledge. And what I do like about my boy Nick, one of the things that I appreciate the most, I didn't have to do a lot of explaining. You know what I did, Shawnee? I just told him, man, go read this book. Go read White Fragility. You know what I'm saying? Go read The Burglary. Go read Black Labor Right Wolves. When I told him, I said, you know what? You want to be an ally? Be like the people in The Burglary. He read The Burglary. This book right here. Go read them. If you got other racial groups around you and they really want to combat the system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice, first of all, tell them start reading books. And stop reading books that's slighted against black folk. Read books that's telling the truth about our story and what we have contributed to this United States of America Incorporated and what we have gone through the last 450 years. Because I get so sick and tired of motherfucker every time we bring up slavery. White Jewish people want to bring up the Holocaust. That did not happen in the United States of America Incorporated soil. It happened in Europe. That didn't happen here. No diss. But why are we worried about, we talking about the black people that are here that built this country. Sorry, that's just all I'm saying. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. Shout out to everybody out there. Man, if you didn't check out the podcast from last night, go check it out. Shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation. You know what it is. Be in your lane. Don't be in nobody else's lane, because while you looking at somebody else's lane, they moving forward and you are stagnant. And if you talking about you don't see color or what about black on black crime, guilty, nigga. I don't fuck with you. I'm out. Peace.